Now, usually the stories that I read, I really like. I didn't like this one. I didn't. And the reason why I didn't like this one is because the main character was abusive. And he was abusive in a way that we see some of our sisters, our friends, cousins, whatever, be in these relationships. But the person that they're in love with, they're like, oh no, it's okay. It's not, they have money, blah, 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 blah. That's what this book was giving. I'm reading this as like, oh no, this is abuse. So the story starts with this woman who she's walking across the street. She almost gets hit, but instead of getting hit, she gets splashed with like dirty water or something like that. And so the guy sees her and he is enamored by her. So he, in his mind, says, I have to have her, right? I have to have her. So what he does is he pretty much stalks her. He stalks her and they make it cute. Like she's like, no, I don't want to be with you, blah, 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 blah. Stop following me. But he comes back. And he comes back in the morning. He comes back at night. He sees where she goes to get coffee. He goes there. He also comes to her building where she works. Now, what ended up getting them together is that she was telling him again that she is not about that life. She don't really date black and white men. And this is an interracial book. And her ex-boyfriend comes up, ex-fiance comes up. And so instead of her, which I get, because we already know how some can be, she uses the guy, his name is Jeff, she uses Jeff as like this proxy for a boyfriend, and is like, oh, you ready to go to dinner, baby, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, he just asked her for dinner, she said no. So she kisses him, and then they have like this moment of like, oh, right? So then she's like, let's get away, let's go in the car, let's go. He has a chauffeur, so she tells the chauffeur, please take me to the train station. And he's like, no, like, what are you going to do? I'll take you wherever you need to go. And she's like, well, I'm going to a family event. And I don't think you want to go to that family event because we're loud, we're boisterous, like all these things. He's like, no, I really want to go. Like, I'm feeling you 10 toes down. I want to go. This was strike one. Right? Strike one was when he did not leave her alone and she called him a stalker. Strike two is when they get to the family's house, he tells his driver to go and just be wherever, park. I'll call you when I'm ready. She looks at the driver and says, no, come in and eat. So throughout the story, there are these moments where his jealousy is like big, big, big. He throws away her dildo or hides it. And then she's like, where is it? And he's like, well, you don't need that because you have me. So he's jealous of a plastic object. And then there was an incident where they were going to, she was wearing a dress to an event. He didn't like it. He wasn't in the state at that time. He changed all of his meetings and stuff to be in the state because he didn't want her to wear that outfit to an event without him there. The next thing that really got my goose was that he introduced her to his family, but he never told his family that she was black. As a black woman living in friggin' America, that to me was automatically a safety thing and a red flag, because why would you not tell your family? That could have gone so wrong, so wrong. But the other thing, when they did meet his family, his brother was really liked her and was trying to get her number to talk about stuff like that, and he got really nasty with it. And so instead of her checking him, which is not her role, because we know, she basically was like, oh, I don't think that's good because I don't think Jeff likes it. And I was just like, ooh, that sounds like the start of some crazy shit. The start of this is going to be, if he doesn't say what he wants, or if you don't do what he wants, then it's always going to be a no. So in the book, something happened to her. She got assaulted. And she is from a family who is very close-knit. He wasn't there. And so he decides that in order for her to get better, she has to come and live at his house, which is in a whole nother state. Her father was like, no, like, we got this. Like, we can take care of her. He refused. He was like, no, I need her with me because I can't be the one calling you every day to check in on her. I have to be able to put eyes on her, so she has to be in my space. I have to see her. So he moves her from where she's at to his location. And instead of getting her a nurse, because he doesn't want anybody in his house, he relies on his friends to watch over her. She was just assaulted. He doesn't want a nurse. He can afford a nurse. He's a multimillionaire. He doesn't want that to happen. let me show y'all the book. I couldn't get with it. I could not get with it. I felt like this was a story that was showing you what abuse would look like, the start of it, because he was extremely jealous. He did not want her talking to people at times. If the whole thing with the dildo and like I'm hiding it, and it was weird. I'm like, what? You are jealous of an inanimate object? My guy. And there was just a bunch of little things. And then also on top of that, it was racism, because he had a girlfriend who he was dealing with, who he was like, you know, I don't want to be with you anymore. So for her, she had a key. She made a key to his apartment. She comes to his apartment, and this girl is there. She's there. Her name is Sabrina, by the way. Sabrina is in the house. The ex-girlfriend's name is Nicole. Nicole comes in and thinks that she works there. So she's like, oh, you know, and she's like, no, like, that's my boyfriend. And Nicole is livid because how dare he get with a black woman? And that was basically what she said. She was angry that he was with a black woman and not with her. It was a whole clusterfuck. I will give away what happened at the end. There was something else that he did at the end, which was like, this is extreme. Like, this right here is really extreme. But it's on Kindle Unlimited. If this is your cup of tea, definitely read it, try it. It was not my cup of tea at all. But, you know, you read and you learn. So, yeah. If you read it, let me know what you think, because maybe it's just me, but I immediately got, this is abuse vibes.